Okay, this is John Black, Super Chemist. We're here talking about famous king of Charlemagne, the king of the Franks. Remember, I said that all these people are grandchildren. They're not distant relatives. They're not 16th cousins. Don't get me wrong. They are first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, 10th cousins, or every number of cousin you can think of. Because they're inbred royalty. That's what royalty is, inbred people, okay? Like the hills have eyes. They're inbred, okay? Everyone on this list, and this is the most, and this doesn't include everyone. I've seen people that should be on this list that aren't. So this is not a full, but it's the longest one I've ever seen altogether, you know. But there's 100 sites that will, verify the same information. So, there's the William the Conqueror, Louis V, both ninth grandchildren of Charlemagne. Remember how I said? And then there's, look, count the whatevers, 8 Magna Carta signers, plus another 4 is 12. Remember how I said 12 of them are mega royals, and there's only 24 people who signed Magna Carta, right? 12 of them are here, right? The other, like I said, I'm looking at the other 12. I'm up to about 4 of them. They're all royal too. They're just not mega royals. They only lead back to King Edward's. Remember the names I said. King William the Conqueror, King Louis VI, King Henry III, King Edward I, King Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I. There's Charlemagne, and he's got a 9th grandchild and a 9th great-grandchild, William I the Conqueror, and King Louis the 6th, right? And then they go down, and then they go through these names, these same names: Henry III, Edward I, Henry VIII, Elizabeth I, Charles V, Mary Stuart, Elizabeth I and II, and so on, all the way up to King Charles. These are all, we call them a direct bloodline because they're all grandchildren, okay? Remember how I said about King Henry VIII's wives? Here's the 2nd wife, 5th wife. There's more than that, but anyways. Queen of England, 6th wife of Henry VIII, that's 3 of them right there. You got one of the 7 kings, Charles V, Queen Mary Stuart, Queen of the Scots, all grandchildren, all direct lines to this guy, right? All these things that have the boats, those are grandchildren that went over on the during the Great Migration, right? Between 1620 and 1640. Look at this. Yeah, let's start reading these names too, man. What do we got here? We got benefactor and namesake of Yale College. Remember how I said they did all the colleges. All the colleges are them. They run them. They created them. Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. First English poet. Chief Justice, Chief Judge and Prosecutor of Salem witch trials in 1692. Here, look at this one now. Samuel Prescott completed Paul Revere's Midnight Ride. Now everyone knows the story about Paul Revere. Okay, at least the BS story. The BS story that you heard, that I heard in in public school, was that the British were coming, and when they came, Paul Revere jumped on his horse and he ran through like 70 different towns, and he said one by night or two by day or something like that, so that they could put a lantern in their window so they'd know when the British were coming, right? And Paul Revere is this hero. That's what I learned in public school. Then after public school, or when I was reading books that weren't public school, I learned the truth, which is Paul Revere was nobody. Okay? There was actually 70 towns to the, I'm just making, I don't know if it was east, west, south, or whatever. I'm just making that part up. But there were 70 towns to the one direction, like east or whatever, and there was one town to the other direction, say the west, okay? Paul Revere warned that one town that was like a mile away, okay, and that was all he did. The guy who actually went to the 70 different towns or whatever, I don't know how many towns there were, but there was a whole bunch of them. It wasn't just one in the other direction, right? His name was, and I can't remember, I'm going to make up a name, but it was something like, Irving Goldbaum. It doesn't come out, it doesn't, it's not like Paul Revere, you know what I mean? A nice short, to the point name, you know what I mean? You're going to sell books with, Paul Revere. You're not going to sell books with a guy named Irving, okay? So that was what I was told, that they just gave the thing to Paul Revere in this book, the credit, because his name rolls off the tongue good, you know what I mean? A nice, short, to-the-point name, not Irving Goldbaum, you know what I mean? Paul Revere sounds like a strong man, you know what I mean? Now I see, okay, no one's told me, I'm just assuming this, because I keep seeing these people, they invent everything. Everything is invented by these people. The planes, the cars, the trucks, everything, Dewey Decimal System, Webster Dictionary, everything was made by these people. And I'm thinking, well, they're rich, so they get a better education. They're the ones who are going to invent stuff. But are they inventing it, or are they, you see the TV show, with the conspiracy TV show, and the government comes in and destroys all the guy's inventions because they don't want him inventing something that they're inventing, Now I always thought, that's crazy. I'm sure it happens once in a while, you know what I mean? But I'm starting to think that happens all the time, and that's why these people, and I just got it with this Paul Revere thing, because, yeah, they didn't do it because Paul Revere, rolls off of the tongue easier and you can sell books with it better. I think they did it because they wanted to rewrite history and rewrite it so that the royals are the heroes in every story. That's what I think. Because the guy who wrote the book is on this list, and Paul Revere himself is on this list. They are both grandchildren to the same 7 kings, going back 1,300 years ago. They are rewriting history so that they are the ones who invented the plane. They are the ones who invented this and invented that. But I can't prove it. Can't prove it. Look at this. Look at this. Wait, let me get up here. Signer of the Declaration of Independence. 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 Remember how I said all the sign? There's 5 right there. There's 5 right there. Let's see who else on here. First governor of Virginia. Remember these governors? I showed you 2 pages of governors, right? If you want to compare, you can have a split screen. Split this over and have the other screen showing my list on my other video. I filled up 2 papers with names. Each paper, one paper is about 40 names. That's 80 governors. Okay? Then I showed you another 20, a bunch of presidents and vice presidents. You don't think, well, let's get on to this. So you got the first governor of Virginia, second governor of Massachusetts. I want you to remember, too, when we started out this country, there were only 13 states. That means you only need 13 governors to control the whole country. You know what I mean? Each state. Only 13. Here's the first governor, second governor of Massachusetts, fourth U.S. vice president. Keep in mind, all these vice presidents and presidents, they've all been congressmen too. Because remember my congressman list of mega royals. You know, if you saw the mid royals, the list is hundreds. But these presidents and vice presidents, every last one of these, they've all been congressmen. So you need to add them onto the list of congressmen. And there's 50 presidents, 50 vice presidents. That's 100 people right there. It should be added onto the list of the congressmen. But yeah, governors that aren't mega governors, I got a list. I got like hundreds of names. So we got George Clinton, the fourth president of the United States, author of Gulliver Travels. Remember that? Gulliver's Travels. First U.S. president, George Washington. Who's this? Benjamin Harrison V, signer of the Declaration of Independence. And he's related to a couple of presidents that have that name, Harrison. Philip, another, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 3 more people who signed the Declaration of Independence. All of them grandchildren to the same man, the same 7 kings, really. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 right there, and we've already named like 5. There's not. That's like 9 right there, man. Something like. Hey, come on, man. Look at this. Look at this. You got member of the Culper spy ring during the American Revolution. Yeah, there are a lot of spies too, man. George Mason. Yeah, all the people. See, remember them 12 people I just showed you that are direct bloodlines to this guy Charlemagne. Yeah, 12 of them. Yeah, all the descendants of the people who signed the Magna Carta, meaning all the people who, because the Magna Carta, that's basically was the rules for democracy in the United States, just like our Constitution in the United States. The Magna Carta was like the Constitution of the UK, of England. Okay, all the people who signed that, right, are royals. And all their descendants of the people who signed the Magna Carta also signed the U.S. Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Okay, yeah. So all the people who created the government and the rules in the UK, yeah, all of their descendants came and made our rules too. You know what I mean? Set up our government, right? Father of the U.S. Bill of Rights, George Mason, the father. William Greene, second governor of Rhode Island. 6th governor of New York. Again, 1, 2, 3. 3 people, 3 more people who signed the Declaration of Independence. Then you got, signer of the U.S. Constitution. Oh, and remember remember how I said they founded all the woke colleges. Ooh, founder of Georgetown University. Founder of Aetna Insurance. Remember how I said the first ladies. First lady of President John Adams. Yep. So John Adams and his wife, they were both have the same grandparents. You know what I mean? The same grandfather. 7 grandfathers, all of them kings, all of them 1,000 years ago, and they're all related to all. Okay, that's just quinkadink. 9th governor of Virginia. 9th president of the United States. Lewis, see, this is what I'm talking about. Lewis and Clark expedition. This is Lewis, the guy from Lewis and Clark. Thomas Jefferson, 3rd U.S. president, also signer of the Declaration of Independence. I think we're up to Jane Pierce. Yeah, that's right. First lady of President Franklin Pierce. Yeah, mega royal. These are all mega royals. These all have the same 7 grandparents who happen to all be kings, the most important kings in history. But whatever. Boston Tea Party participant, 4th U.S. President, James Madison. Yep. American poet. Oh, 2 more signers of the Declaration of Independence. Another member of the Cooper spy ring during the American Revolution.